My friend lied about being SA to cover up cheating at her bachelorette party, so I told her to confess or I'm telling her fiancé myself. Posted by you/yogurt closet some 4738. My 21F friend 20F is acting very odd. We went out for her bachelorette party on Thursday for a long weekend. Last night was the main party, where we all went out with her in her little bride-to-be veil and sash. It was all going great, she was having a good time. The point was for all of us to have a good time together, but after a while, she disappeared for a good hour. I, along with another friend in the bridal party, went out looking for her. We couldn't find her, but she texted us back saying she'd see us at the Airbnb we were staying at and that she just wanted some time to herself, so we didn't push her. When she came back later, it was 3 a.m. and she was out of it. A little disheveled, which she could pass off as partying too hard, but I had a bad gut feeling. My first thought was, because she seemed closed off, that someone had done something bad to her. I thought I should give her space, but if something bad had happened, I wanted to help, so I spoke to her in private and asked about it. She said someone had hurt her. I immediately said we should go to the police, report it and all that, but she very vehemently denied it. I figured this was normal. I've heard of survivors not wanting to report it, and I didn't want to be too pushy since it had only been a couple of hours, so I let it be. She said she just wanted to sleep, so I left her to it and checked up on her every hour or so because I felt guilty. We had planned this trip for her, but something so terrible had happened. That's what I thought, because now it's Sunday evening, and at noon she pulled me aside to talk again. I thought she had changed her mind about reporting it, and I was fully ready to help her, but then she told me it was consensual, that she just wanted to experience something different before being tied down, and that she lied because she panicked and didn't have the energy to explain when she came back. This was, of course, shocking and incredibly icky because this girl, 1, lied about being harmed and 2, cheated on her fiancé. She's been problematic since her wedding planning began, making unreasonable demands for bridesmaids' dresses and acting like a bridezilla, but this was a whole new low. I freaked out on her and told the other girls that while we were looking for her, thinking something had happened to her, she was out cheating on her gem of a fiancé. This was perhaps not my place to make a scene, but I was just so done with her. I then told her she had to tell her fiancé what happened by the end of the week or we would, because his family is paying for the entire wedding that's in June, so I figure if they need to cancel and get what they can back, it needs to happen ASAP. She just said I was overreacting like a psycho and that I'm just jealous of her getting married and want to ruin it for her. But I'm usually a zero tolerance for cheating person. Am I overreacting? Relevant comments. Commenter. Well, what did everyone else say once you told them she was cheating on her fiancé? Just curious if they think you are or not. Ops response. Everyone kind of believed it immediately. She's been less than ideal to deal with since she got engaged. It's like a new side of her as a bridezilla, and she started crying and saying it was a mistake, so she essentially confirmed it to everyone. Commenter 2. How did she get into a bar at 20? Ops response. We're in the UK, the age limit is 18. But we were at a pub where there is no age limit on entry, only on serving alcohol. Commenter 3. They're young, he probably cheated at his bachelor party too, but there are some underlying jealousy issues going on with you. You didn't have to bust her out and tell everyone. I think you knew what was up and couldn't wait to ruin her in front of everybody and her fiancé. Is she your friend, or is he? Are you in love with her fiancé? She was out cheating on her gem of a fiancé. Did the others react like you when you freaked out and told them? I mean, you guys probably saw her talking to someone before she disappeared. You had nothing but negative things to say about her and how she's been acting, and how she's such a bridezilla. You can tell her fiancé, but don't be surprised if it backfires and he still marries her. You're not a good friend. How are you even in her wedding? Not saying what she did was good, and I don't think she should be getting married. Ops response. Projecting so heavily is crazy work. Update same day. So guys, I had such an overwhelming response, but also an unfortunate number of others thought I was oh so bad for being mad over my friend lying about an essay and for being against infidelity. So I decided to expedite telling her fiancé. After reading the influx of comments justifying me telling him, I decided to email him with a draft I had typed earlier when she told me about this but didn't know if I should have sent, sharing everything I knew of what happened and was told, and asked him to check with the girls as well if he had doubts, along with a link to this post. He hasn't responded yet, and I don't know what I'd say if he did because I'm not very close to him. I don't want to over-interfere or inject myself into his grieving process since my job is done. I've told him, and I've cut her off. If they go on with the wedding, I've made it clear I'm no longer in the wedding party, and so have the 3 other bridesmaids, so she wouldn't have a wedding party if she moves forward. I appreciate the people who gave me genuine feedback and advice instead of outing themselves as terrible characters. Second update 1 day later. So, some people brought up a very valid point yesterday that my friend could have 1. Been scared to say she was harmed and chose the cheating route instead, and 2. If she was drunk, she couldn't have consented anyway. I took this to heart, felt bad, and contacted her. I think her fiancé left her or something to that effect. I haven't asked, but she understandably didn't want to talk to me. However, her mother did call me. She was appalled that my friend cheated and said my friend spoke to both her mom and dad. Apparently, she chose her bachelorette spot because an old flame lives there, and she planned on meeting him one last time for closure or something. I only know this guy as her casual ex from high school, and I didn't know her then, so I didn't connect the two dots. But long story short, she planned on spending the night with him before she had to tie herself down and left the pub only 30 minutes into us being there. I didn't see her drink more than a shot. It's definitely possible she drank more after she left when she was with him, but I do feel like she was responsible for herself after leaving without telling anyone and switching off her phone while everyone was looking for her. What you do while drunk may not be your choice, but how drunk you get absolutely is your choice. From what I gathered, this was planned days in advance, and her bachelorette weekend location was chosen based on where this guy lives, so yeah, I'm mostly certain that no SA took place. Another thing people brought up was 1. How I had the groom's email ID but not his number, and 2. That I wanted him for myself. All wedding correspondence with vendors took place over email. I, as the bridesmaid helping coordinate, and the groom, as the one literally getting married, were CC'd. I got his email from there. People also ask why I didn't CC everyone and put my friend on blast. As satisfying as that would have been, if I were in the groom's position, I wouldn't want to find out at the same time as everyone else in the form of an exposé. I felt that would be somewhat humiliating, so the goal was to let him know as the affected party and then let him decide how he wants to go about it, especially since the other bridesmaids and I already know and have dropped out of the wedding, which I don't think is happening anymore, based on what my friend's mom said. And for me wanting the groom for myself, be so for real. You can do good things without wanting to jump someone's bones, it's called being a decent human being. I called him a gem of a fiancé because he insisted his family cover all the wedding costs since my friend's father is experiencing some hardship. You don't see that these days. I simply meant he was doing an excellent thing out of love and care for my friend. Which is why I wanted to tell him even more, because the wedding, so far, is in the £50,000 ballpark. For reference, the average wedding in the UK costs around £23,000. This is over double. So yeah, that's it. I'm out of her life now, so I really don't have any reason to keep up with what's happening. This is about the end of it. Relevant comments. Commenter. I thought the bride reappeared in a very drunken and disheveled state. Is it possible she drank to excess with the other guy? Was the party in a fun destination or just chosen for the guy? Ops response. When I said disheveled, I meant more like her clothes were messed up. That's why I assumed the worst, because, to me, I thought cheating wasn't an option, lol. Maybe I was naive because I was thinking, who cheats before getting married? And when I said out of it, I meant she just wasn't talking and was avoidant when we were asking her where she was and telling her we were looking for her. She usually talks a lot, so again, I assumed the worst, and the switched off phone, it was all sketchy to me. I think she may have drunk more with the guy, but she planned days in advance to see him. The location was about as fun as you can get in the UK, lol, the pub was great, the Airbnb was nice, and we're all only 20 to 23, so a more lavish getaway wasn't really in the cards. But from her mother's wording, I think she picked the place because the guy goes to uni there. Commenter 2. So I'll look at this from another point of view. We've all messed up at one time or another, and what we needed was a friend to lean on during the aftermath. Nobody in the bridal party seems to be a friend of the bride. A conditional friend is not a friend. A particular group of friends I'm associated with have seen each other through quite a few situations. Yes, there were admonishments for the indiscretions, mistakes, and outright stupidity, but nobody was left alone to walk through the recovery. You will make mistakes in the future, and you will be judged. Each of you needs new friends who won't turn their backs on each other. Ops response. We all mess up, and that's okay, but it doesn't absolve you from the consequences of your actions. She can learn and move on from this, but her actions had consequences, and she found that out. Imagine telling someone it's okay to be cheated on when they're committing their life to someone and spending so much money to make them happy, just because the other person made a mistake. Her mistake is not his to bear, it's only hers. I do hope she learns from this and never hurts anyone again, but to dismiss everything as a simple mistake feels off-putting. Cheating and lying about being raped is not a simple mistake with a lesson to be learned, it's just a sign of a crappy character. And supporting that speaks to your own character. Commenter 3. Is it really just a mistake when it's a conscious choice planned in advance? Commenter 4. A mistake planned in advance is me deciding to go for my PhD. Her situation is a selfish choice that ended up having consequences.